In popular fiction, a single DNA match provides an instant resolution to a cold case or a multi-million-dollar estate dispute. Under the Department of Justice's strict interim guidelines for genetic genealogy, a raw genetic association alone cannot authorize an arrest, nor can it definitively prove an heir. To be admissible in court, biological data must clear an exhausting gauntlet. It must be mathematically verified, independently corroborated by historical records, and completely insulated from human contamination. Alvarez Forensics operates as a systems engineering hub, building an automated bridge between modern biology and the strict evidentiary standards of the courtroom. To see exactly how this methodology functions under pressure, we can track a high-stakes test case known internally as Project Gamma, the verification of the Bernal-Garcia lineage. In high-pressure legal environments, the truth is never simply discovered sitting in a test tube. It is procedurally manufactured to survive a judge's scrutiny. The process begins the moment Project Gamma's raw genetic files hit the Alvarez Operating System. The data enters through a highly restricted gateway called the zero-knowledge intake airlock. Immediately upon ingestion, the system triggers a mathematical lockdown. It seals the incoming files using a cryptographic algorithm known as a SHA-256 hash. This creates an unalterable mathematical fingerprint. If a defense attorney questions the data's integrity months later, this ledger proves the file has remained perfectly pristine and completely unaltered since the second it was acquired. Once the evidentiary baseline is secure, the system initiates the biodata extraction phase, utilizing a rigorous scientific process called autosomal triangulation. On this chromosome map, the system isolates a specific overlapping locus on chromosome 9. To filter noise, it crops the segment, requiring a minimum 15 centimorgans. This intersection identifies 3 distinct genetic cousins sharing the exact sequence, definitively proving a biological line of descent. Following the autosomal mapping, a secondary Y-DNA haplogroup test is deployed. This traces the direct paternal markers backward through deep time to a specific historical figure, Capitán Lorenzo Leal de León González. The automated system isolates these microscopic biological markers using programmatic logic. Yet, under the firm's protocols, DNA alone still falls short of the ultimate burden of legal proof. This triggers the human logic mandate. It is a hardwired rule dictating that every piece of genetic evidence must be corroborated by traditional historical documentation. For the Bernal-Garcia lineage, the isolated Y-DNA findings must now be directly cross-referenced against primary, archaic vital records. This requires manually hunting through centuries-old Spanish colonial documents, specifically querying the sprawling indices of the Archivo General de la Nación. This manual research introduces a legal vulnerability. Archaic colonial handwriting is notoriously difficult to read, carrying a risk of subjective misinterpretation that could unravel an entire case on the stand. To neutralize this risk, the firm applies a proprietary Latin abbreviation matrix. This tool forces the extraction into standardized, exact translations, stripping away any room for guesswork. This rigorous corroboration serves as the ultimate failsafe. It ensures that every microscopic genetic marker is permanently bolted to a documented, undeniable historical reality. With the data verified, the operating system compiles the genetic maps and historical citations into a structured, DALDER-compliant legal report. An automated formatting rule systematically strips out archaic legalese. The final document relies entirely on active voice, plain English text, optimized so a probate judge can review and understand the findings immediately. The moment that the report is finalized, the system triggers a set of mandatory digital hygiene protocols to satisfy strict federal privacy compliance. This generated animation shows the automated Terminal Purge sequence. The protocol sweeps through the grid, rapidly annihilating complex temporary digital workspaces used during extraction. It completely bypasses the standard recycle bin. Instead, it executes a multi-pass zero-filling action, forcefully overwriting the local drive to guarantee 0 ghost files are left behind. The final operational hurdle is safely handing off the highly sensitive forensic findings to the client's attorney, achieved through the split-channel delivery protocol. This framework relies on a strictly decoupled transfer. First, Channel A deposits the final report as an AES-256 encrypted PDF payload directly into the secure zero-knowledge intake portal. As this diagram illustrates, the 2 data pathways remain strictly separated. Channel B transmits the unique decryption key via a completely decoupled, out-of-band communication, like a time-expiring SMS, directly to the attorney's phone. By subjecting biological science to a zero-trust digital infrastructure, Alvarez Forensics produces a record of truth designed for the specific rigors of the legal system.